hurt, and then there were none. That burns in my mind as if someone has said it for me only never to forget. I guess as true as this story is, there is no making you believe it. I recently moved into a house, a 4-story home. The house was creepy to start with, but I thought, what the hell, right? I mean, a cheap house that's big? Why wouldn't I? That's the question I will never understand. Anyway, after the first night of moving, I fell asleep around 7:30. Yes, I know it was early, but I was tired. I woke up around 1:45 in the morning. That 70s show was playing on the TV when I got out of bed, so I turned it off so I could finally get a good rest. I opened my eyes and, to my surprise, the hallway light was on, and there was a reflection of a man in the television. I opened my eyes as I laid in bed frightened. There was something, standing in the hallway looking straight into my room. The reflection of the TV wasn't just some illusion. It didn't have any features. It looked like a standing black shadow. At that moment, that's all I could tell. I heard whispers as if it was trying to talk to me, but not wanting to wake up anyone else in the house. Its words got louder and faster, but it was still in a whisper. It said,
"Hurt, and then there were none."
It said that over and over. For some reason, I fell asleep fast right after that. I still don't know why. I woke up the next day at 1:45, which creeped me out more than anything. The sun was shining into my window and the whole town seemed alive and happy. It was the middle of summer after all. I shrugged off what happened to be some kind of dream last night, till about 3 days later. I was home alone again, and I heard a big crash in what seemed to be coming from the basement. It was so loud it vibrated the floor, and I heard loud footsteps coming up the basement steps. I quickly ran to the basement door and opened it to see the basement light was on. The only way to turn the light on in the basement was the switch in the middle of the stairs. I saw that shadow was at the bottom of the stairs, the one from the other night. It was looking at me, still completely black, with nothing, looking like a shadow of a tall, skinny man. We had a short conversation. It started off like this.
"Hi.
Hello?
Who are you?"
My name is Floyd.
"Hi, Floyd. Can I ask you a question?"
It raised one leg onto the first step, as if it was going to start walking up to me. Yes?
"Do you believe in God?"
No.
"He's never did anything for me either, but I was hurt, and then there was no one. Nobody lived here after they hurt me."
It started walking up the stairs. As I closed the door and ran outside, I bumped into a neighbour. He welcomed me as a few others did, as if I didn't belong in this neighbourhood. He asked me if I knew what had happened in that house. I replied, no. So the man began to explain, and from what he told me, I guess a priest used to live there. He didn't give me the name of the priest, but he said the priest's wife or girlfriend shot him in the head on the 4th floor. I didn't really believe it. It was kind of far-fetched. But later in the day, I went to the 4th floor to check, and there was a hole in the wall that looked like a bullet hole. You would have thought I noticed that earlier, but from what the neighbour said, it was never investigated. All they know is one night they heard a gunshot, and the next day, the priest, neither his girl, could be found. It was a few weeks later, but I went down to the basement to see if I could find anything. While I was walking around, the lights suddenly went off. I saw that shadow again, but barely. It had a white face this time, like paper white, and the face kind of had a smirk. It started whispering something different.
Kill, and then there were none. Burn, and then there were none.
It kept saying that and looking at me. I ran up the stairs as fast as I could and closed and locked the door. I could still hear it whispering. It then said,
Michael, and then there were none.
Which made chills run up and down my body. I told it my name was Floyd, but my real name was Michael. I have no idea how it found out. What does it want? And who is it? 6 months has passed with little happening here, and one night I was asleep on the couch. I woke up to the sound of whispering. I thought it was one of my parents, maybe even my sister. I got up and no one was around. I looked at the front door and the porch light was on, which it only comes on when somebody is on the porch. I could see a shadow outside of the window, and I ran upstairs. It seemed like it followed behind me. I ran up to the 4th floor as fast as I could. It followed me again. I stood in the exact same place where that bullet hole was, and I heard it getting close behind me. I just stared into that bullet hole. There was complete silence, and then I heard a whisper.
Bang, and then there were none.
That was the end. Anyway, I found this in a notebook that was lying outside of a trash can by my new house. I have no idea who Michael is, and I have no idea what that thing is. But it creeps me out. I just bought this place. It's a nice, calming home. I can raise my family religiously. We have lived here for 3 years and have never caught a sight of the thing. I'd like to share a prayer with you. As the Lord is my Father, I love you. I ask you but a blessing on this family and house, and make sure there is nothing negative or bad in this house. Amen.
And then there were none.